Okie dokie. So we just got done watching about the Mayflower and how the Mayflower was on the ocean for 66 days. That is a long time to float on the ocean.
It's almost 100.
You know what? I'm going to look for friends who are sitting crisscross, applesauce, hands in their lap to help me with this. If you're not sitting crisscross, then I don't think you can help. It's a long time on the ocean and a long time to be in the water. Do you think you could float in the water for 66 days?
No. I can count to 60.
That's a long time to float. Do you think that ship was heavy or light?
Heavy.
Heavy. So how did it float in the water?
Good.
But how? How did it float in the water if it was so
Because
heavy?
it was big.
It was big, but shouldn't it have sunk?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Because, well, it should have because it had like 1,000 people inside of it.
It had a lot of people. Why didn't it sink? Do you know?
Because God was holding it up.
Well, God does help us, but how do boats not sink? They do float. Do you know why? Because the middle of the boat has air in it, and the sides of the boat push the water out of the way, and the air keeps the boat floating. Oh, sit down, sit down. So when things are dense, it means the little molecules that make it up are really close together. Like they're all hugging each other, and they're so close that it makes it something called dense. So I think the ship that the Mayflower was probably heavier than this rock, don't you?
She gave that to you?
This rock is not as big as the Mayflower. It's not as heavy as the Mayflower. But watch what happens when I put this rock in the water.
See.
It sunk.
But it looks like it
Because it was so dense that there's no air in there to make it float.
Like the boat.
Okay? So I'm going to have each of my friends come up and pick something out of our, let me make sure there's enough. 1, 2, 3. There's 7 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. I need one more thing. Let's do this. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to find out which things that we put in our water are dense, which ones have molecules that are really, really close together, and which ones are less dense and have more air in them. Okay, so Austin has been studying so nicely. Austin, come pick one. We're going to hold it up, and we're going to have our friends guess if they think it will sink or float. Oh, hold on. Hold on. He picked an apple. I want you to give me a thumbs up if you think it's going to float and a thumbs down if you think it will sink. So we have one friend who thinks it's going to float, two friends think this is going to float, and 1, 2, 3, 4 friends think it won't. What about you, Austin? You think it's going to float? Okay, try it.
No, it's too heavy. It won't let me.
It floated! Inside of the apple, it's not very dense. There's more air inside of the apple. And so it floats.
The juice is in it.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay, I'm going to take these out after we do it.
like I want to get the rock out of there.
Ooh!
Oh, there's stuff in there.
I better wait because I don't want the red to get all over the carpet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Eli, remember you gotta be crisscross applesauce to get a turn.
I think.
Okay, coffee cup.
Won't.
Give me a thumbs up if you think it's gonna float and a thumbs down.
It has air.
Okay, so we have 1. Is yours thumbs up? 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, everybody, what do you think? Hold on, what do you think?
I think yes.
Okay, so first I want you to set it down just like you were setting it on on,
Table.
yeah, on a table.
Oh, see?
Okay, so the water filled the coffee cup up. When all of the air from the inside was pushed out by the water, what happened? It sunk. But let's see if we can get it. Whoop. It's kind of heavy. But since there's air inside, if it was even, it would be able to float. So actually, this is a tricky one. A coffee cup is tricky because it could do both. Just depends what it's sitting like in the water. Good job, Eli. Thank you. Okay, scooch back. Letty, come pick an object.
What did Letty go pick?
Sit down, crisscross applesauce. 3, 2. Dinosaur. Okay, hold it up for all your friends to see. Show it to the camera so they can see at home.
Blow up that thing.
Okay, give me a thumbs up if you think it's going to float. Thumbs down if you think it's not going to float. Austin thinks it's going to float. Eli, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you think it's going to float? 6. Do you think it's going to float? Okay, everybody thinks it's going to float. Let's lay it on its side. You know what? I think he is floating.
Yeah, he is. No, he's touching the ground.
Well, he is, but that's because there's not a lot of water in it. But if there was more water, I think he would float. You guys are geniuses. You got it.
If it was like
And there is. Look at me when I squeak. Listen to this. Is there air in there?
Yes.
Yeah, so the air helped him
It
float.
sounds like he's pooping.
Oh, is that a bathroom word? And we need to leave it in the bathroom.
It sounds like Jameson made a squeak his toilet.
Yeah. They've got air in them.
Like my sister.
Okay, Leela is sitting so nicely. Tweezers. Before you do anything, hold them up to the camera too so they can see. Tweezers, okay?
Yes.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you think it's gonna float? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
No.
Yes or no? No? Okay, so that's a no. Who else? So 3 no's, and then yes, and yes, and yes. Gabe, did you have your thumbs up? Down?
Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, I forgot Leela. What do you think? Yes or no? Because right now it's tied.
Yes.
She thinks it's gonna float. So we are going to see. Ready?
Where was
Show, hold on, scooch out of the way real quick so that they can see. The tweezers are floating.
It looks like the rock snapped in
So
half.
this is a little bit less dense than other things. Good job, Leela. Okay, Gabe?
No way.
A marker. Hold it up. Show the camera.
Oh, what water gets
A
in that
marker. Okay.
What water gets in there?
What do you think? Float or not?
Floating.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah,
4,
it's
5,
eating it. It's
6
eating it.
friends think it's gonna float. What about you? That's 7 for 7. Okay, here we go. Oh, it does. I guess I don't have a lot of dense things in here. I don't know. Okay. Good job, Gabe. Stella. Hey, paperclip. It's a big paperclip. Show our clothespin, I guess. Big clothespin. Okay. What is it made out of? Is it plastic? Is it wood? Is it rock? What do you think?
Wood.
It's made out of wood. Okay, so you know that. Okay, so give me a thumbs up or thumbs down if you think.
Yeah.
Austin thinks it's gonna sink. Eli says float. Letty says float. Leela says float. Gabe says float. Oliver says sink. What about you, Stella? Float? Okay, let's try it. Here we go. Oh, there's water.
Yeah.
next object that we have that Oliver, we're gonna think about something, okay? So go ahead and go back to your spot. Oliver, there's one more object in here.
I'm swimming.
Okay, oh, not yet. Show it to the camera. Show it to your friends. Okay. Tell your friends what it's made out of. Is it
wood?
It's made out of wood. Okay, just like the paper, the clothespin. So give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. What you think is going to happen? Float, not float. Yes, yes, yes. No, yes, no. Okay, what do you think?
Yes.
He thinks yes. Okay, go ahead. Oh, what did it do? Floats. Okay, good job, Oliver. Scooch out of the way. If you can see our block and our paper, our clothespin, whatever it is floating. What are they both made out of?
Wood.
Wood. What was the pilgrim ship made out of?
Wood.
Wood. So is wood very dense?
Yes.
Dense things sink. Is wood very dense?
No.
No. Things that are dense are like our rock. And the rock sinks. But the wood is not dense. It floats. So do you think maybe that's why they used wood for their ship? Yeah, there's a lot of reasons they probably used wood. But one reason is that wood floats. Nice. Okay, well you guys are pretty awesome at that.
I knew the clothespin would float.
You knew it. You just knew it. I'm going to leave them right here to dry.
I knew the box would float.
We are going to go out to recess, so it's a nice day out. If you want to go play, I say go play. Okay? Tell your friend. Oh, wait. I do have to tell you something. Tomorrow we have show and tell, letter H. We also have our dance party. We were going to do a Zoom at 8:15. And you can take part in our show and tell and our dance party. And we will see you later. Can you tell them bye?
Bye. Adios, amigos. Bye.
Bye.